Hello there, welcome to the news on Nepal television. I am Rosina Rai, starting with the headlines first. Silent spirit for Friday's vice presidential election comes into force. Election publicity bar till poll closes. BFI's slashed interest rates comes into effect from today. Banks now to charge a premium rate on loans up to 5%. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan says his arrest attempt illegal as a move politically motivated to remove him from upcoming elections. And Erling Haaland scores a record-equaling 5 goals as Manchester City defeats RB Leipzig 7-0 in the Champions League. Welcome back. Now the news in details. The silent period for Friday's vice presidential election has come into effect. All activities related to election publicity is barred for 48 hours before the polling day, and the Election Commission has asked not to solicit votes and be involved in publicity campaigns by any means. The voting for the election of the vice president is scheduled to take place on March 17. Commission's spokesperson Saligram Sarma Podal said the election silence aims to ensure the election conducted in accordance with the Clause 22 of the Election Commission Act 2017. Ram Sahaya Prasad Yadav of Janata Samajwadi Party Nepal and Mamata Jha of Janamat Party have filed their candidacy from the ruling coalition, while the CPN-UML has filed it Akshalakshmi Sakya for the post. Another candidate, Pramila Kumari Yadav of Janata Samajwadi Party, withdrew her candidacy, announcing that her support for Ram Sahaya Prasad Yadav. The Central Work Education Committee meeting of Nepali Congress is underway. The office bearers and members of the committee are present in the meeting being held at the party's central office in Sanepa. The party has called the meeting of its Central Work Education after its senior leader Ramchandra vice president's election and other contemporary issues, including future course of action. Business persons who were protesting against the high interest rates of banks and financial institutions, BFIS, have withdrawn their protest program. The business sector had formed the Bank and Financial Problem Struggle Committee and Raising Difference program of protest since the past 4 days. They withdrew all the protest program after meeting with the Prime Minister on Tuesday. Meanwhile, banks and financial institutions, BFIS, have decided to implement the decision to reduce the interest rate beginning from Wednesday. Earlier, Nepal Bankers Association and Umbrella Organization of Commercial Banks agreed to reduce the premium rate on loans by 1%, and this through a notice on Tuesday. According to Association Chair Sunil Kesi, now they are focused on capping the interest rates. As per the revised provisions, banks will charge a premium rate on loans up to 5% instead of 6% and will provide a 6 to 8% interest on normal savings. Prior to this, the bank interest on normal savings were 6.42 to 8.42%. The interest rate on fixed deposits is unchanged and it remains at 11%. Similarly, towards institutional savings, 9% interest rates have been fixed, and towards the remittance fixed deposit, it is 12%. We shall get back with more national and international updates. In cooking gas cylinder explosion incident in Palpa. Pampagimire of Barangdi of Bagnaskali Rural Municipality, it was left injured after the gas cylinder suddenly exploded this morning. The house also has suffered damage. The fire that erupted after the explosion, however, was immediately brought under the control with the help of locals. The exact cause of cylinder explosion is yet to be known. The influence of a westerly wind is still prevailing across the country. Light rain with thunders and lightning is predicted in some places of the Kosi, Bagmati and Gandaki provinces this afternoon owing to this weather impact. Meteorologists say Gandaki and Lumbini provinces were witnessing generalities. Likewise, weather would remain clean in remaining provinces despite general changes. Similarly, light rain with lightning is predicted in one or two areas of mountainous belt of the Kosi, Bagmati, Gandaki and Sudur Paschim provinces. Now we have updates from international front lines. Pakistan's main opposition leader Imran Khan says the authorities are acting outside the law in their attempt to arrest him. On Tuesday, police clashed with the supporters of Khan, a former prime minister, outside his residence as they tried to detain him on a court order. He is facing allegations he sold state gifts while in office. He says the case is politically motivated. There was a tense situation outside his compound in the city. Supporters of Khan who threw stones and bricks. In a video address, the politician 70 offered to sign a guarantee that he will appear in a Islamabad court on Saturday. We shall get back with international headliners. Stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now the remaining international headliners. The U.S. military said a Russian fighter plane clipped the propeller of one of its spy drones and made it crash into the Black Sea in the first such direct encounter between the two powers since Russia invaded Ukraine over a year ago. The Russian Defense Ministry offered a different account of Tuesday's incident and its ambassador Tu-27 fighter jet as a provocation. Moscow denied causing the crash of the drone, which the Pentagon said was on a routine ISR intelligence surveillance reconnaissance mission. The U.S. State Department said it had summoned Russia's ambassador to protest. Argentina's inflation rate has soared past 100% for the first time since the end of the hyperinflation in the early 90s. Inflation hit 102.5% February, the country's statistics agency says, meaning the price of many consumers' goods have more than doubled since 2022. Argentina has been in economic difficulty for years, and most of the population now live in capping the prices of food and other products. But the food and drinks section saw the most dramatic increase recent. The price is growing by 9.8% in February compared to January. To the more updates before that, let's have a quick look into the highlights of the site. Moving on to sports now. Erling Haaland scored a record equaling 5 goals as Manchester City dismantled RB Leipzig at the Etihad Stadium on Tuesday. The Norwegian became only the third player to achieve such a feat in the competition, following Lionel Messi and Luis Adriano. The result put City through to the last 8 of the competition for a 6th season in a row, with the quarter-final draw to be made on Friday. Meanwhile, Inter managed a 0-0 draw at Porto to progress 1-0 on aggregate and join City rival AC Milan in the last 8. Several Porto players dropped to the ground in tears at the final whistle. Petra Vitova saved 4 match points before roaring back to bed third seed Jessica Pegula 6-2, 3-6, 7-6 to enter the quarterfinals at the Indian Wells WTA tournament on Wednesday. It is the first time since 2016 that we commanding 4-0 head-to-head lead over Pegula, and she has beaten the world number 3 both times they have played this season. Vitova will now play Maria Sakkari in the quarterfinals. We're almost at the end of this news bulletin, but before we say goodbye, quick reminders of the headlines again. Silence period for Friday's vice presidential election come into force. Election publicity barred till poll closes. BFI's slashed interest rates come into effect from today. Banks now to charge a premium rate to loans up to 5%. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan says his arrest attempt is illegal as coiling 5 goals as Manchester City defeats RB Leipzig 7-0 in the Champions League. Well, this is all we have for this moment. Until our next bulletin, have a good day ahead. Namaste.